Thank you for the opportunity to speak at this induction ceremony. I regret that I cannot be in attendance. However, at least this way you won't get to see me cry in public. After the introduction by Anna Berit, you may be wondering why she nominated me. Please don't believe everything that she has said and every story she has told. I'm really not that mean. First, I want to express to all of you present how honored I am to have been selected to be a member of the Alaska Nanook Hall of Fame. There are so many people with outstanding qualifications who are already members that I am honored to join them. And there are so many people with outstanding qualifications who are not yet in the Hall of Fame that I'm a little embarrassed to be inducted before them. I came to UAF in 1982 to coach the cross-country skiing and cross-country running teams. I have to thank Hall of Fame member John Gilmore, the athletic director at the time, for hiring me and bringing me to Fairbanks. It has changed my life in so many ways that I never could have predicted or imagined. Within 6 months of arriving in Fairbanks, I felt like I was at home and had more close friends, both within and outside the university community, than I have ever had anywhere else. I was then and am now totally in love with Fairbanks. It's a great place to live and work, and it's the best place in the world to be a cross-country skier or a cross-country ski coach. I have thoroughly enjoyed just about every day of my life that I've spent in Fairbanks. And just about every day since 1982 that I haven't been in Fairbanks, I've thought about being in Fairbanks. That may be a sad commentary on me, but it's true. Those feelings have made it easy for me to work at making whatever contributions I have been able to make toward the betterment of UAF and the greater Fairbanks community. I hope that I've contributed something positive. I'd like to thank all the runners and skiers who were on the teams that I coached here at UAF for all the hard work they did while they were members of the Nanook teams and all the pleasure that coaching and getting to know them provided me, and for not sending a petition to UAF protesting my selection to the Hall of Fame. Seriously, the athletes that I had the pleasure of working with were a memorable bunch, and they have had much more effect upon my life than they know. During my tenure here, budgets were tight. In order to get as many skiers to as many competitions as possible, we traveled as cheaply as possible. Always. We used to drive to competitions in Anchorage. It was cheaper than flying. Of course, when a van breaks down in Nenana at 56 below, and the whole team spends 8 hours in a garage waiting for the athletic director to find a bargain on a replacement van, it's not always so good. We always went for cheap housing too. One of our favorite accommodations was a motel that was closed in the winter, but I knew the owner, so he let us stay there really cheap. And it really wasn't that cold. Meals, all-you-can-eat buffets, of course. The skiers and runners put up with a lot, and things gradually got better over the years, but it never got cushy. Despite all that, the runners and skiers somehow survived their UAF careers and were able to move on after college and start their own real lives, families, and productive careers. I'm sure that they benefited from the lessons learned and experiences shared with their teammates, if not from my wisdom. Although the team had some success while I was here, with All-America skiers such as Anna Berit and Donna DeFolco, the program has enjoyed much greater success since my departure. The coaches who have come after me and the athletes they have recruited have raised the UAF running and skiing teams to a level that we rarely approached. I would hope that I helped establish a solid base for the program to grow. Of course, another way of looking at it is that I was just holding things back. I would also like to thank my colleagues within the UAF athletic department. Being part of a relatively small department, always having to scramble for budget dollars, traveling on the cheap, etc., is not always a bed of roses, but having good colleagues to work with and to share the pleasures and pain with made it far more than tolerable. I have to thank the cross-country ski community of Fairbanks and the Nordic Ski Club of Fairbanks, without whom this introduction would not be taking place. Nothing that has been accomplished in skiing at UAF, when I was the coach or before or after, would have been possible without the amazing support that the cross-country skiers of Fairbanks give year after year to the sport and to the programs such as the UAF ski team. I'd like to thank my many close friends in Fairbanks and elsewhere who have been supportive of me in my coaching and post-coaching efforts over the years. This includes former student athletes such as Anna Berit, Donna DeFalco, Karen Gillis, and Peter Alden, my successor here at UAF, Paul Bieberg, and the current coach, Scott Jerome, as well as many others whom I shall avoid naming so as not to get into trouble by leaving some out. I've been inspired in coaching and in leadership by many of the coaches I have had and worked with and for, including Jim Mahaffey, the UAF ski coach from 1962 to 1967, whose life has been an example of integrity and achievement. My high school cross-country running coach, Paul McFarland. My Middlebury College running and skiing coach, John Bauer, and his successor at Middlebury, Terry Aldridge. Chip Lacasse, whom I worked for at the University of Vermont, and former U.S. ski team coaches Mike Gallagher, Peter Ashley, and Ruff Patterson, as well as many others. Coaching is a wonderful profession, one that doesn't always get the respect and recognition it deserves. Luckily, coaches who are in it for the right reasons are much more concerned with the process of coaching than with getting respect, fame, or fortune. If you're an athlete and you haven't decided on your career, think about pursuing coaching. It never gets old. Finally, I'd like to thank Norma Habenstock, my much, much better half, for not just putting up with me for the past 13 years, but for supporting me and tolerating the fact that even though I'm not coaching professionally anymore, I'm still a coach and still coaching, all the time. Thank you all for this honor, and a special thanks to Anna Barrett for making the trip all the way to Fairbanks for the induction. Go Nanooks!